morning, YouTube. Hello, my friends. My name is Tara. Welcome to the Daily Nail. This is my weekday daily nail show where I do dip powder manis like 99.9% of the time, but all different kinds of nail art, whether it be gel nail art, stickers, decals, wraps, charms, making our own charms, all different kinds of things. And today we're going to play with neon pigments, so it should be fun. But I could not get this nail off with my tool, so I'm going to get out my e-file. I have to change the bit on it. It's a small one on there right now. And I'm going to switch it out with a tornado bit. I have one from iGel Beauty right here. This is my favorite one to use. So we'll go with that. Ooh, and I pulled up a case from Annie Elise. It's an ad right now. Hold on. Georgia Beauty Queens Plot to Kill. I had it on something last night, I think, about this. She's accused of plotting to kill her husband with her lover in the Bahamas. But they're American. They're just rich and have another house in the Bahamas. Okay, let me pull up the live.
We hear about spouses taking each other's lives constantly. More often, it seems like it has something to do with financial issues, life insurance, or maybe an affair. Typically, I cover them after a devastating event has already taken place.
Hi, Patty. What am I doing today? Finally gonna use Try's Revelist Club dips. Gonna mani twin with Tara. But let me show you these dips real quick. I haven't even swatched them. This is a white that glows. And then to go with it, the dip that they sent is this glitter right here. So we're going to use our neon pigment on the white nails. But I have no idea what I'm going to do for a design or anything. I might end up stamping again because I'm so horrible at the only thing else I could do is draw little blobs. You know what I mean? And then, I could add some leaf stickers or stickers with greenery type things. I don't know. I asked Tara if she wanted to come live with me, but she wasn't set up to. I just got the notification that August's Revelist Club dip shipped too. What are you up to today, Patty? Sorry, I've been sleeping later, but I've been staying up later. Well, I got up at 7:30 with Nick. I got up at the same time as him. But girl, I gotta tell you, I feel so much better. Better than I felt when I was feeling pretty good. You know what I mean? For the past year. And then, all of July, I felt horrible, But now I even want to have sex. But it hurts me because, I'm not the same down there as I used to be. It's not as, I guess, elastic, so it's painful. You just got Dad up and fed. Yeah, the glitter is pretty, isn't it? I'll send you some if I ever get to. I still haven't even mailed you guys his bracelets. And now today's Friday. I'll try and get them out. I was just worried if they would be all right in the regular envelopes, too,
Let's start with who we're talking about.
Are you doing your nails today?
Really an all-American couple we're talking about here. You think about the life, right? You start off as you're going to college together, you meet in college.
I got to do another nails truly, Manny.
good looking, you're young, you're in shape.
Later, that's due for tomorrow. And by the time I saw the post, Patty, there were like 3 Mannies left to pick from.
The American dream of what you think about.
Janet tagged me in it. That's how I saw her. She's like, she tagged me and said, like, wanted to make sure you saw this. So it was a good thing because I only go on Facebook to post. I don't, like, typically catch up.
Which is what makes this case so confusing.
I know I really should. That kind of goes with part of
because you want to peel back the layers and try to understand
the ambassador thing. I just hate
why
Facebook
would it go
so
wrong?
much.
How could it go wrong? You're at the beginning. You know, it's like a football game. You're like, at this point in this picture, it's like the middle of the beginning of the second quarter. We haven't even gotten to the halftime festivities.
You think it'll be okay in an envelope?
You have 3
All right.
little
You
boys,
might do it, Manny.
private jet with the family.
You've had a
fly
lot
down
of
to
extra
Bahamas,
shit happening.
$2.5 million
Yeah. Well,
mansion.
Patty, the last time we did it, that's what we did. We used glue, and it was a lot better, you know.
Yes, I left the city.
And I don't want to say anything. Well, I'll say it. But Nick's big, you know what I mean? It never used to be like a painful thing, but now it's, yeah, it's painful. Yes, not good. Why? What's going on? What are you dealing with? Tell me. Just gonna shake these up.
The family vacationed there frequently as well, where they actually would fly in on Robert's family's private jet, the full red carpet Bahama experience. Earlier this year, this social media picture
Ooh, I just drew blood
became not so
under my
controversial
finger.
after Robert filed for a divorce on April 5th. In his filing, he claimed adulterous conduct as the reason for his filing. He also claimed that Lindsay was not entitled to alimony as she was able-bodied and could work, considering that she had her degree. His request was for joint legal custody and sole physical custody over the kids, as well as getting possession of their Georgia home with all of the furniture in it, his car, and a restraining order that would make sure that Lindsay couldn't harass him. Now,
Yeah, I remember he wrecked his bike, his scooter, yeah. And yeah, okay. Yeah, I knew that stuff. And remember we were talking about, and I said you should go see him while you're there.
Was while her and Robert were separated, and that it was legally condoned by Robert as well. She said that she was the main caretaker for her 3 kids, and that she had limited employment options since she hasn't been in the workforce.
What the heck? I know Kendra's not at work.
Her request was primary custody, and she claimed that Robert had harmed her physically, mentally, and emotionally, all in front of the children. While she installed locks on all the doors inside the home, she claims that couldn't even stop him. She also claimed that he had cut her off from her money supply and kept the children away from her. So the divorce between the two seemed to be rapidly heating up and getting extremely nasty. The two of them were even scheduled for upcoming depositions. They were mudslinging was going, they were hurling the insults at each other. She was blaming him, he was blaming her. It was getting very toxic. But before those depositions could happen, Lindsay was arrested in the Bahamas and was accused of hiring a hitman to kill Robert. Now, I've talked about it before on this channel, and you may have seen me mention it on my Instagram stories.
Okay.
But I have been drinking a sleep tea for about...
Fran lost a nail. The whole thing came up, but she didn't want me to buff her nails because they were like kind of peeling, she said, so she didn't want me to rough them up. So I didn't. I know that's why the whole nail popped off.
I tried valerian root. I tried so many different things. Now, guys, it was a game changer. Bean green tea has...
She did it. She said that again recently, Patty? Jada's?
I think I'm saying that right. But all of these ingredients that help me fall asleep and stay asleep. And for me, too, anytime I did have any sort of sleep aid, I was even on Ambien for a while, I would wake up feeling so groggy and just kind of in a fog. That is not the case with me. And so they had reached out to partner together, and I was absolutely thrilled because I already already am obsessed with.
I'm gonna put some
Now,
peel
for me,
base
the
on
flavor
just
I
in my
love
vape
is
real
sea
quick.
salt caramel, which literally tastes identical to hot chocolate, but they do have 6 amazing flavors, including cinnamon cocoa, sea salt caramel, my fave, chocolate peanut butter,
Hi, Tara.
peppermint, chocolate raspberry.
Oh, she
and
did,
now
Patty?
chocolate chip,
Was she
which is dropping
crying?
on July 24th. The tea is vegan,
Talking about Patty's granddaughter, Tara. Remember, Patty's still in Florida, right? So her granddaughter's calling her from Alabama.
But also, I'm so stoked.
And this is her granddaughter who lived with Patty for a while, but she moved in with her boyfriend.
All of you guys 40% off your first order, and get this, 20% off any future orders you make. So the discount keeps rolling. It's not just a one-time thing. All you have to do is click the link in my description box.
So what was she saying, Patty?
Also, with your very first order, you get a free frother, which is like a super fancy way to stir it and make sure that all the particles are like swirled around and all of it's
And
tasty
you
goodness.
wipe
What I also love is when you
little
subscribe
piece of
to
like the
Power,
gummy
you
part
do the
of the
monthly
edge of the
subscription,
bottle
there
go
are
on
no
here.
risks. You can cancel, pause, skip, anything, anytime with no penalties. So go use my code 10TOLIFE, get 40% off. Click that link in the description and let me know once you try it if you love it too.
Oh,
because
what was I gonna tell you
love
guys?
it. How
Working family comfort. But
Oh, yeah. You guys know the brand Lavender Violets? They sell it on Amazon. And as a matter of fact, I bought a couple of their kits near the beginning of when I first started dipping. So I have some of their jars. Yeah, like this is Lavender Violets right here. Their jars are big. I think they're half-ounce jars. Anyway, I saw a 6-dip Lavender Violets kit on Temu, a fall one. So it's got like this orangey reddish color. There's like this yellow color, then like a yellow orange color, then
because you see, they will investigate.
I don't remember, but the one I do remember that I was like, oh, I want this because I don't have a thermal that does this. Is the triple thermal that there's a candy corn one that goes from yellow to orange to black. I'd probably be more yellow and orange when you're wearing it, you know. But I have a gel from Luxie that does that, but I don't have a dip. So it was 11. It might have been $11.79 for the kit, but it was 11 something. It was such a good deal. Like I couldn't resist, so I ordered it. So I wanted to tell you guys that they even have dip liquids. I mean, like companies I never heard of, but when I saw Lavender Violets, I was like, I know that company, you know.
But he was also the same guy that Lindsay had allegedly been having an affair with. Authorities were focused, though, on what was on his WhatsApp.
Oh, she said she's not going to Fulton School. Is that the one that she would go to if she lived at her mother's?
They saw text messages that seemed to spell out a murder plot that was in the works.
Right. So I got my neon pigments out, Tara, and I just smudged the nail somewhere. I'm not sure which one. And the glitter, as far as colors, right? We got yellow, purple, and pink. So do you want to stick to those pigment colors? I think so.
Now,
you know, I mean, you can do what you want. See, so here's the thing. If I do not stamp with these pigment powders, the only other thing I can really think of to do is to, like, draw blobs, like, off not perfect, imperfect circle type shapes. And then I could throw on
I can't say that this is that foreign.
Something like, not necessarily these ones, but like some leaves or greenery or something, you know, and then maybe we could add hand painted circles, dots, or whatever, which I've done a billion times. You're much better at art than me, Tara, so I don't want to limit you, you know what I mean? If you're wanting to do something different on your accent nails, we'll still twin, you know, and just be our own creative accent nails if that's how you want to do it.
It's kind of important for investigators to piece this together.
Oh, because of the school thing. So she's back at her mom's? Oh. Well, no wonder she's pissed. You know?
They're valuable with what we've been told. So, I mean, these are the kind of things.
So what we're gonna do, this one's not a glow, I don't think, but the white, I believe, is. Let's double check. Looks like the white glows aqua.
I just wish that people.
So the solid white is gonna go on. I have blood. I drew blood under there. On our middle and ring because we're gonna use the neon pigments on those two nails, and then the glitter is gonna go on our thumb, index, and pinky.
Trying to cut her out of the will, things like that. And so, you think, oh, just divorce. Divorce can get expensive, it can get ugly, it can get embarrassing, and it can really change people's lives. So, they think, oh, well, if I just get rid of the significant other, that may solve all the problems. Again, they're both.
Sorry, I have some brown under here, and I'm worried it's going to show through the white dip.
But it is something.
All right, I think I got it. I did.
In this case, and I think it's pretty shocking.
Same thing with this.
Aside from the allegations, when you look at her social media, they look like.
I think the blood's dry now, so I can get it out.
All these different activities together. And she posted a few years back on Instagram, quote, perfect marriage.
Gel under that too.
Perfect people who used to give up on each other. She wrote this, I think, next to a caption of their wedding back in 2007.
Nice. All right, that's better.
The public image may not be what's happening in private.
Oh, what did you say, Tara? Let's see. Lines, swirls, or whatnot. Oh, they both glow? Okay, cool. How would you do swirls? Like lines, though? Like with neon pigments? How would you do it? Just with a thin brush?
See all good with experience.com/save. Now.
So Lindsay was this picture perfect housewife. I mean, she was married to her college sweetheart.
All right, you do your thing, and I'll do mine on the accent nails because I don't know how to do lines or swirls. I don't even know if I remember how to do the stamping thing. I do remember, Tara, do we have to put down a matte top coat underneath the pigments? Hey, Janet.
Why did we end up where we are now?
Good morning, how are you?
Accused of attempting to
Where were you last night? You weren't here at the live. I did this Dr. Seuss Nails Truly Manny. The August exclusive bag is Dr. Seuss themed, so the dips. And then it comes with like 6 different sheets of Dr. Seuss decals. It comes with a cuticle oil and some nail fee rings.
Children who need a dad. Children who will do a lot better if mom and dad, despite whatever differences they have, agree to figure out a way to make this world as good as
Because if I'm not going to do blobs, then I'm going to do stamping, but I would want to do something different, you know?
It happens. It happens, but why?
The animal print stamping would probably look pretty cool. But I don't know, I could trust it. Pick up that whole image.
He's fine, right?
I love animal print stuff. That's a possibility.
But how do you recover?
These are summer plates.
The woman that you exchanged vows with?
I so many stamping plates. My book's full, but then I have so many other plates stacked up that they're stacked to the top of my drawer. And I have more on the way.
What? So how do you recover? How do you put the pieces together? You still, the boys are going to be there every day, every night. You got to take care of them.
Oh, but see on here we got
And this process now just begins.
These are possibilities. If I were to do blobs, I could stamp these little, there's lots of little leaves and stuff.
Allegedly, Lindsay started to change after making frequent trips to the Bahamas at Robert's.
There's even a little alphabet at the bottom.
Where she then began an affair with Terrence.
I'm waiting for my peel base to dry, so that's why I'm just doing this.
Let a double
Not starting the manna yet. But Tara and I are twinning using the Revelist Club July dips. Tara, I got notified this morning that my order shipped. Did you get yours?
This Georgia housewife with the lovely kids and the Bahamas bag. She got caught up in something really bad. It's sad.
Looking for
It was all
some
but
abstract
she was
stuff.
bored for a long time. Lindsay was a
This is
firefighter.
all
I think
fruits.
she thought that Terrence was excited. He was different. He's a smooth guy. He likes to socialize with the tourists and the people with second homes here. And according to the Bahamas news outlet,
I can't make a decision right now. These are all different snake prints.
Under the terms set by a Supreme Court judge, she has to remain in the Bahamas until at least the October 5th hearing. The judge set bond.
I might not stamp those of them because that's like the main thing I do with them when I use them, you know. I think I might just like color in spots, do blobs, and then stamp little leaves or use stickers or something, and then I might add some hand-painted polka dots or something. What, Janet? She has the what? Oh, it shipped a couple days ago? Nice.
So I can't imagine
Lines and swirls just like the blobs. Yeah, but I don't think I could draw like a straight thin line of color, you know?
Stayed home with them, raised them, was a stay-at-home.
Oh, worse luck.
It's not coming
What?
anymore. Is still in the Bahamas, and guess what? Even more than
Oh, did she just break them or that happened in the past? How old is she again?
it's a horrible
She's a
situation.
teenager, right?
Those two, how do you ever
Still waiting.
Children? It's such a breach of trust. It's
She going into her sophomore year now? Or junior? I don't even know.
For many reasons, but like especially the fact of having to explain what's going on.
Oh my goodness. How'd she break it this time?
Alleged text messages
Poor
between
thing. That's horrible.
To have her husband killed, and one of her suspected accomplices, Eva Pilgrim, has the story. Good morning, Eva. This is unbelievable. It's a crazy story. Lindsay Shivers waking up behind bars this morning, waiting to get out on bail, accused of plotting to murder her estranged husband. The way it all allegedly came out, messages discovered on a cell phone. This morning, new details in the case of
They're making such a big thing out of this case. Like, no, the guy didn't even get murdered. But because they're like a rich couple, the news is all over it. Oh, she's 20. Okay. Her name's Helena? Love that name. Am I saying it right, or do you pronounce it Helena? I love that name. All right, but you do have a teenage daughter, right?
Husband Robert Shiver reporting on July 21st to authorities that he learned of what was a plot to murder him, saying he came to police out of
Janet, how old are you?
the life of his children. Police arresting Shiver's estranged
Yeah,
wife
does she
and
need
two
to be
other
on
alleged
something?
accomplices.
To like strength
Investigators
calcium
searched her phone
supplements or
and
something?
they found a number of WhatsApp messages suggesting a plot. All three initially not talking to police, but later Lindsay Shiver admitted to
I
sending
got-
messages and photos.
I bought a whole bag of eyeshadow applicators from Temu and didn't realize I ordered them. So then I ordered another bag, like before these ones got here, before one bag got here. So I got plenty of eyeshadow applicators.
Of conspiracy to commit murder. Court documents show the Shivers seen here Facebook
But what
were in the midst of a
I have some
contentious
liner
divorce.
brushes, but they're
Earlier this
pretty
year, Robert filing
cheap
citing
and
adult
like,
misconduct.
well,
Lindsay quickly replied, accusing him of
you
physical
know,
and mental cruelty and acts
I just
of
don't know
domestic
that they're all
violence,
like,
saying she feels unsafe in the marital home.
well, no, I guess
This
they're
morning,
pretty.
her two
I thought they were
accomplices
kind of
are out
frayed
on
at the top.
$20,000 bail.
Sorry.
Lindsay Shiver is back in court tomorrow. and she is expected to
I
be
think I
released
put
under
gel or something on all of
$100,000
them
bail.
so they would all
Now,
stay.
Shiver has to tell the court tomorrow where in Nassau she will live while she waits to go to trial. In order to be granted that release, she and her 2 accomplices will be expected to check in
I
3
just don't
times a
trust
week with local police,
myself.
as well as wear an ankle bracelet for monitoring, guys.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
before I go into this next
He's in
part,
2nd grade now? Wow, I remember when he was starting kindergarten, or he was in
this is not
kindergarten.
confirmed, so please do your own research. However, it seems that
Oh my god. Did you guys know right away she broke it?
fully equipped with surveillance cameras.
I also ordered a new set of acrylic
And on this
paint
surveillance
markers
was allegedly footage
for
of
nails because mine, a couple of them are dried out. I got these on Amazon for like 10 or 12 bucks, but they had some on Temu, they were 5 something. So I got those. I think it doesn't have as many though. This has 18. I think mine has 10 or 12.
It seems like Lindsay was clearly in a bad spot. She had been completely busted, and whatever was on those tapes
I think we're
outraged her
dry.
parents so much that they no longer
Yay,
wanted to support her
okay.
while she was going through this divorce. In addition, divorce records show that
Move
Lindsay
these
was
off
cut off
to the
from
side for
accessing her
now.
family's home in Baker Bay and barred from using the family's private jet during their divorce.
Okay, so July's, let's swatch these dips too because I haven't done that yet.
And handcuffs. See Tuesday, stepping off a prison bus and into a Bohemian
Swatch
courthouse more than
sticks.
a week after her arrest. And then there was this. New information on the murder for hire plot involving a former doping woman.
Then we'll swatch them together, you guys can see them.
Investigator to track his wife in the Bahamas after he thought she could be cheating.
So they don't have names, they're just July 1 and July 2, and that's how they have it every month. So the first one is there's a slight shimmer to it. Looks like, is this July 1? Yeah, this is July 1, and it glows aqua.
So whether the rumor about the footage at Robert's parents' vacation,
I'm gonna use my Crival Nails Dip Liquids today.
had solid proof that Lindsay was in fact having an affair.
We're here on Nassau Island. This is right here, the capital city, and the notorious Fox Hill Prison here behind me, the sign. You can see the barbed wire, maybe, the Bahamas flag there. I mean, this is where the notorious go. This is
I
where
should
anyone from
have
minimum
poured
security to
over.
maximum, people beg to
I
be
gotta get a
extradited
cupcake
from
on
here.
real quick.
You use a bucket in this facility. You don't get phone calls in this facility. And this is where this beauty pageant soccer mom, self-proclaimed TikTok star, this mom to those boys. And also
Oh yeah, this is a shimmer.
mother is behind
It's
bars
actually got a really
tonight.
pretty
And
shimmer.
She's been here since the 17th when she was arrested, Lindsay Shiver. And she was accused, as you
Make
heard
sure it's
there,
dry
of
before I
this
brush
murder
it
for
off.
hire plot to kill her husband, her estranged husband, as they were going
I
through
should have
this
did this
custody
while I was
dispute,
waiting for my
beginning this,
nails to
really
dry.
messy divorce, and they had a vacation home here. Well, tomorrow is going to be a big day because finally she has been granted permission to post bail, $100,000.
So if anybody wants the link to that Lavender Violets kit on Temu for 11 bucks, let me know. I'll send it to you.
The police station where she will be equipped with a bracelet, not like she's used to with Tiffany's, but it's going to be an ankle monitor where they're going to keep track of her. She has to check in 3 times a week.
Okay, so there's July 1.
Then the next day, she and her co-conspirators will be
And the glitter's really cute. It's fun glitter. This is what it looks like in the jar. This is July 2.
So
So it's got
okay, so she's
purple,
gonna stay
pink,
there.
yellow, and some iridescent glitters too I see
Then
in
you had a
here.
vacation home there.
I'm gonna use the same cupcake liner.
Do we know, like, where she's gonna go? Where she's gonna stay?
Right, so she's used to million-dollar mansions there in Thomasville, Georgia. I mean, we shot video there earlier today, Court TV did. And we also hopped on a plane and we came here to the Bahama Islands. And, you know, she has a multi-million-dollar vacation home. That
Definitely will lay flat for the second dip, so you can pick up a little more of the glitter. It's really pretty.
Because she's probably not welcome. Number 2, because she has to check in with a
There's a lot of fine glitters in here too, and then
Monday,
this
Wednesday, and Friday. and her
The
co-conspirators.
purple
will have to
glitters are
react
bigger
as well,
than like
alleged
the pink
co-conspirators.
and yellow
But there's
glitters.
also video that we have of
I
her
can
being
see.
arrested and then walk through one of the airports, and this former beauty queen just can't help it, but she is smirking in that video, Vinny.
We're taking a look at it right now. I can't imagine why you would be. Your life is turned upside down. You have 3 little boys.
How cute!
In the United States.
Oh, so these
You're
are
accused of
iridescent
trying to murder your father.
flakies
I
that
don't
are in it.
understand why
Not
he was
glitters.
smirking and smiling through
Flakies.
all that.
Even
Makes
better.
no sense to me.
Super, super
she is.
cute glitter.
According to reports, Lindsay was
So
caught
here's
while
July's
testifying
Revelist
to
Club
sending incriminating
duo,
text messages, but later
and they
claimed that
both
she wasn't
glow.
serious about the assassination threat, and that she
So
was
I'm going to
just
start
in
out
the midst
by
of a
dipping
bad
my
divorce.
nails into the
Another friend
solid.
who wanted to be anonymous said, and I quote,
And
"To be honest, I'm sure
that's
that
going
she
to be
fantasized
my
about it
middle
as the
and
divorce got
ring
nasty and
fingers.
she felt desperate. But it's just hard to believe that she would think that she could get away with it. I'm just really sad for those 3 kids. They are wonderful."
Hey.
Also, while in court,
I'm going, my plan is to dip right into the jar.
family appeared to be in the courtroom. So I can definitely see the eventing aspect having.
Hold on, let me see a little more. You heard the table move, Janet?
I'm just speculating here a bit, but without knowing the full context of
Aww.
the text messages, we can't really know either way if this was just a huge
Oh my God, so it swelled up that quick.
way out of proportion, or if the quote-unquote venting is a last-ditch effort excuse because Lindsay has nothing else to say to explain away those text messages.
Before,
However, and again,
taped,
I don't know how the
yeah,
government and
I know,
law
because they
enforcement
can't really
laws
do anything else for it.
in the United States, that is, when you charge somebody with something, it's because you are confident that you will get
Sucks,
a
right
conviction.
during summer,
A lot
too.
of times, if the district attorney or the prosecutors don't have what they deem to be sufficient evidence for a conviction, charges won't come. An arrest won't happen, things like that. So maybe the text.
Okay, so here I go, I'm putting base on
venting
the
and not
nail,
causing, but
dip
more
base,
just
in
venting and
case
kind of
anybody
like
doesn't know.
talking crap and not real, like, oh, kill it, it's annoying me or something like that. Possibly. We again don't know all the context.
I'm gonna
but also
yeah, my nail. And when I dip into jars, I like to lay flat upside down. I just feel like it gives me the best chance of having a nice, smooth
especially with the high
application.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
But do it however you like to do it. If you dip in straight and you like how the nails come out, they come out good for you, then keep doing it that way.
Our crew was there as the defendant, Lindsay Shiver.
I'm just saying what works for me.
Ahead of her scheduled release today, the 36-year-old is accused of plotting with 2 alleged co-conspirators to have her husband killed months after the couple had filed for divorce. Joining me now live is Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson.
Take this bottle out.
Been
Tip
in
it.
the Bahamas. Tell us all the latest, Matt, because we understand that defendant will be released today.
Imagine you work for Court TV in this case out of the Bahamas, and you get to go fly to the Bahamas to cover it.
She ran out with her manila folder. She jumped in the car.
To talk about just what this girl done.
Inside that.
Oh, I guess she got released.
Fox Hill Prison, about 30 minutes here from the courthouse and also the Central Processing Center, the police station, where she spent most of the last 2 days waiting for an ankle monitor and waiting for release. So she was in court earlier today.
Ooh, she spent 2 days in jail.
Documents to the court, that $100,000 bond, and also turned over her passport to the U.S. Embassy. And then she was also able to be providing proof that she has now rented a place here on the island because, again, she will stay here until her October court date. Along with her, seated next to her in the middle of the courtroom in a box that was also surrounded by, there is some, not wires, but there is a box and there is, it's not a cage, but there is bars. And that's where the co-defendants and she had sat listening to the judge and listening to prosecutors.
All right,
so it was Terrence Bethel, her
do our second layer.
Next to her, and Farron Newbold, who wore a mask. He pulled down the mask one time, looked out at the gallery full of media, and asked who everybody was with. Quite interested in the international coverage there. Again, outside of the courthouse, many times over the last 2 days, I have tried to get Lindsay's attention, asking her questions if she has a message for Robert and her 3 young boys. They're in Georgia. Take a listen.
This school year, speak your mind. Shoot for the stars and find your people. We got this.
Lindsay, you want to say anything about the allegations? Any message to Robert or the boys?
Now, news has recently come out that Terrence
White
Williams'
can be
boyfriend
really
has
like
rejected
sometimes
claims that they
difficult to
hired
work
him.
with.
He told the Daily Mail that those WhatsApp messages
Same as
were
black. Black
misunderstood
can be
and
difficult too,
overread by
but white I
police,
think can be
insisted
more
that these
difficult
charges would in
because
fact be dropped. And he said, and I quote,
sometimes you don't
"None of us
always
have
get the
anything
same
to hide.
coverage,
People
you
are
know,
taking
it's just a
everything
lighter
at face
color.
value and defaming us."
I feel like
Reports about
if there's
Lindsay's
any
behavior
errors
before
in
the bail hearing
application,
have
it
also
really
come
shows
out.
up
And if
on
this
a white
is true,
manny.
it's almost
So I'm going to try my hardest to
allegedly, Lindsay
have
and
my
Terrence were
application be as
whispering and smiling
perfect
at
as
each
I
other
can get
throughout
it.
the proceedings, which I'm sorry, but this is just insane to me. How can you be crying and admitting to sending the text messages and then say that you were just venting, and then 2 seconds later continue to smirk and playfully flirt with your lover in open court? I get that she and Robert are romantically over, but did she completely forget about her 3 precious little boys? Her children are probably so confused, like I said, as to where their mother is. The 2 older boys are about to head back to school, and their mother has not only caused an international media frenzy with her behavior, but also
I think 2 dips is going to be good for these 2 nails.
It also brings her confession while crying into question.
So we'll leave them at that and move on. We'll dip the other nails in the glitter. July 2.
It's also been reported that Terrence told some local media that
Janet,
Lindsay are in love.
you planning to do your nails today?
Cable Beach neighborhood after surrendering her passport to a U.S.
So I might dip in first layer and then pour lay flat second layer just because it's a glitter dip.
According to an editor of a local Thomasville news company, she was told explicitly by Robert's attorney that he nor his attorneys will not be making any statements regarding this. So a lot of the rumors regarding Robert should be
actually the coverage is really good. Worked out good laying in there.
When researching this story and going through Lindsay's Instagram, you can tell that she has lost a significant amount of weight during the past year. Some people online have speculated that her weight loss was allegedly due to drug use. Personally, I don't necessarily believe that, and I could be wrong, sure, but I just wanted to make note of that. Plus, I'm just going to throw it out there, regardless what your opinion is on it, the biggest thing right now out there for weight loss is Ozempic. Literally everybody's on it, it feels like. And if you have access to a lot of money, which it appears Lindsay did, you are able to get this drug. Out there for weight loss is Ozempic. Literally everybody's on it, it feels like. And if you have access to a lot of money, which it appears Lindsay did, you are able to get this drug. And it's a weight loss medication, whether it's Ozempic or one of the off brands. So that could easily explain the weight
just
loss.
pressing down these glitters.
I mean, there could be a million different explanations. It also could be
Flat.
healthy weight loss. We have no idea. Time and time again, though, with these types of cases where a spouse is accused of either murder.
Okay, so what I did is I shook this to pull the glitters up to the top of the jar again.
Well, more speculation.
And now when I lay flat, I'll pick up a good amount of them. Not that it even matters right now. This is just the first layer.
Plan to kill Robert because in Georgia, if there's ever adulterous conduct during the marriage from one spouse, it precludes the cheating spouse from being entitled to alimony, which we know that he had asked to not pay alimony in those court documents for the divorce. Meaning that now Lindsay wouldn't get some large spousal support.
It is so pretty because all the white areas are sparkly, you know.
It doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility
very pretty glitter.
that she could have been concerned about her financial future. Many people point to this as the possible motive for her actions, saying that this would be the only way that she could have a chance to not be in financial ruin. And this would continue to support her luxurious lifestyle. So I want to clarify once more. I'm just reporting on what's being said online by media outlets. That is the speculation, which we kind of always know that that's like the immediate motive people go to is, oh, they're not divorcing.
Do the first
and
dip on the
killed
thumb.
their husband, killed their wife, or plotted to kill. It's because they want the life insurance.
Patty, what are you doing now? Are
It's
you
like Beauty and the Beast.
doing
Tale
your
as
nails
old as
with me?
time. But we don't know anything for sure. It's just what's being reported.
Tara,
by media
did you
outlets,
finish that
some
candy
sources,
dips, Manny?
friends and family and things of that nature. But this is just a crazy story.
Also,
Without doubt, I think
do you guys
the
have
disturbing
plans
and
this
just
weekend?
gut-wrenching part of this entire debacle is the fact that there are now 3 little boys in Georgia who will eventually find this out about their mom. Now, of course, not everything because they are still so young, but
So
still,
sparkly.
their mom packed their lunches, got them ready for school, decorated their home to the nines for every holiday, is in the Bahamas, locked up, accused of planning to kill their dad, and cannot come home. I understand that many people feel like this is what Lindsay gets and that she deserves this punishment, but on the other side of the coin, the boys, of course, are innocent in all of this. However, if this alleged hitman plot is true and something that was already set in motion, the boys could be instead potentially grieving the loss of their father, and I think that could break their hearts even more. This case is still developing, and more
Super,
facts are
super
coming out
cute,
every
but I
day,
love it.
while at the same time, it's
I'm going to
touch and
use
go
the
on
same
what is
method,
confirmed and what is just rumor.
and
I'm working on it, getting the
lay
documents
flat
in this
into it,
case
and
so that
shaking
I
it by
can come
shaking
back
it
and give you guys
first,
an
pull up
update
the
on what
glitters.
exactly
It worked
is
well.
happening in Georgia and what is now unfolding in the Bahamas legally. So don't worry, I will.
Oh, you gotta
be
top
following
coat
this
it?
one very, very closely.
Oops.
So if you want to make sure that you do
Cupcake
not
liner
miss
flew in
that
my lamp
update,
and turned
take
it
a
on.
quick second, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, follow if you're listening to this on the podcast, and that way you will get fully notified when I post the deep dive on this case with all the legal documents and everything of that nature. So, I will keep you updated, but I am curious in the meantime what you think about this case. Have you heard any other details I left
Patty,
out? Leave it in
what
the
are you
comments,
doing right
and
now?
we'll touch back on this one very soon. All right, thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and until the next one, stay safe. Bye.
Now is the time to say yes with a weight loss plan from Nutrisystem that's simple, affordable, and it works.
Instead of going to the grocery store and spending tons of money, I can order Nutrisystem. It comes to my door. It's easy.
Ooh, Leah Remini sues the Church of Scientology.
It's an organization shrouded
They're
in
crazy, those
secrecy
people, I
and
think.
mystery. But its members include some of the most famous and public celebrities in the world, like Tom Cruise and John Travolta. The Church of Scientology has its headquarters in Clearwater, Florida, but has celebrity centers in places like Los Angeles, Paris, and Nashville. Now, one of their most famous former members has filed a lawsuit against the church. Actor Leah Remini is suing the Church of Scientology. Remini claims in her lawsuit that Scientology hires outsiders and uses its own members to stalk, surveil, harass, threaten, and intimidate her and others who have spoken out. Tonight, we will take a look at her allegations with one of Leah's close friends who has also left the church. And we will examine the impact the rape convictions of Scientologist and actor Danny Masterson will have on the church as we investigate the allegations against the Church of Scientology.
Ooh, got a lot of glitter on this one.
I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Great to have you with us here on Closing Arguments. And when this lawsuit by Leah
Grab a
Remini
badge,
was
press
filed,
it down.
shockwaves through the legal world, through Hollywood, through LA, and obviously through the Church of Scientology as well. When it comes to churches and religion, I mean,
Look how pretty.
everyone's got their own, right? Those that practice. And in this country, we have that freedom. that freedom of religion where we can
Oh yeah.
practice whatever we
Here's
want.
the
That was
base.
one of the founding principles of the country, is that there's no state religion and you don't get persecuted for practicing what you believe in. That's the American way. It's absolutely the American way. Now, Scientology obviously is one of the newer ones, one of the newer religions, and all religions begin at some point. This one, I believe, was like 1952, maybe. I think that's around the date. L. Ron Hubbard was the founder. Okay, so, you can believe what you believe. You can practice what you practice. And many people do. And I mean, this Church of Scientology has grown. It's large. It's, not nearly the size of other religions like mine, Catholicism, a little bit bigger. But still, it's in its infancy, really, when you think about it, compared to some of the other religions around the world. Now, Leah Remini was a member. Now, she wasn't someone who became a star in Hollywood and then joined. We've seen that happen, right? She was born in the same religion I was. She was a Catholic. And then I think she's about 8 years old.
Step, and then we'll
Her
brush
mother
off.
joined Scientology,
Then
so
we can
children
encapsulate.
from she was, since that age, raised in Scientology and really grew up that way, and then became the star. It became pretty prominent, in terms of a face of someone who's a member of this church. Right? Tom Cruise, the biggest. John Travolta up there. We always hear about that. But there are others. And she was one of the other ones. And,
Cute. I don't have as many glitters on my pinky. Should I do another dip or just hand place? Look at the glitters. There's a bunch here.
In Hollywood
Maybe I will.
circles, in celebrity, etc. So as a result, she apparently got
I'll
invited
just
to
leave it. It's
Tom
fine.
Cruise's wedding. And there was a weird...
It's just compared to the other nails, it actually looks super bare. All right, I'm just going to do a quick third dip.
Things between Leah Remini and the Church of Scientology kind of went different paths. And we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to get into this lawsuit, and we're going to have former members of the church talk about their
Getting warm. I'm
experiences
going to have to take off my
and
sweatshirt in a second.
on how they think this whole thing is going to play out. And we're also going to talk about Danny Masterson, the convicted rapist, who is a member, another one who grew up
That's
in
much better.
was convicted of raping 2 women who were former members of the church. So we got a lot to get to tonight, but I want to begin with this lawsuit. And for those of you not familiar with it,
I just want to make sure the glitters, they're small, but, they can't stand up. They're large enough to not lay flat, so you want to make sure those are as flat as you can get them.
L. Ron Hubbard institutionalized a series of retaliatory activities to be taken against any individual, organization, business, or government that Scientology deems to be an enemy or suppressive person.
I love the flakes in
The
this, too.
ultimate purpose of the handling of suppressive persons or attackers is to totally restrain and muzzle, obliterate, and ruin utterly any individual they deem an enemy. Scientology directs
1 second, check out my sweatshirt here.
who is attacking us. Start feeding lurid, blood, sex, crime, actual evidence on the attackers to the
All right,
press.
that's better.
In the past 70 years, Scientology, via defendants, has conducted countless sophisticated...
Time to hit my vape and catch up on comments.
...operations against suppressive persons that have spanned every decade in many countries.
Scientology? Oh, yeah, it's definitely like a cult. Tom Cruise is like off his rocker with that.
Of Leah Remini, a
I
former
think
Scientologist
the reason the
40
famous
years
people like it is
after she was
because
deemed a suppressive person and
they're
declared
like,
dead by Scientology in 2013
treated better
when she
than everybody else,
publicly
Leah Remini was like,
For the past
she
10
grew up
years,
in the Church of
Ms. Remini has been
Scientology.
stalked,
Like, she didn't
surveilled,
join
harassed,
after she was famous or anything,
and
So I believe
has been
everything
the victim
she's
of
saying about
intentional,
this.
malicious, and fraudulent
But yeah,
motives
she
in the
filed
efforts of
a lawsuit against them that they stalk her, they trying to ruin her life.
and spread misinformation.
spreading misinformation on social media about her. Definitely do a mani-pedi.
If everyone thrifted just 1
All right, let's encapsulate. I'm going to do the white nails first.
6 million trees. It's time to choose used. With Greta, thousands of brands you love, millions of reasons not to buy new. Start shopping at greta.com.
So that kind of gives you the flavor for what this lawsuit is about and what the allegations by Leah Remini against the church are. And I mean, all churches get sued, folks. They all get sued, right? The Catholic Church had a lot of problems, right? We know about that. And, you know, churches get sued like any other organization if they have problems. Well, this is another one of these lawsuits. But this one is a little different in that the church is targeting and trying to
Let me get
ruin,
it off. There we go.
like as an organization. You know, that like a concerted effort to do that, which is a little unusual when it comes to lawsuits involving churches that I've seen. But, you know, let's continue. And the church, obviously, denies all of that. And here's part of a statement from the Church of Scientology about that lawsuit that was filed against them. This lawsuit is ludicrous, and the allegations pure lunacy. Remini spreads hate and falsehoods for a decade and is now offended when people exercise their right to free speech, exposing her for what she is.
Encapsulate these glitter nails.
The church is not intimidated by Remini's latest act of blatant harassment and attempt to prevent truthful free speech. If Remini does not believe in free speech, then she should consider emigrating to Russia. Interesting posturing there, saying that, kind of trying to turn the tables there and say that she's attacking them, they're not the ones attacking her. All right, let's bring in a guest who knows a lot more about this than I do, joining us tonight from Denver, Colorado, former Scientologist, author of the book Scientology, is that Xenu?
Xenu, yes.
Xenu, okay. And Chris Shelton is with us. Chris, great to see you tonight. Thanks so much for joining. One thing I noticed, you left in 2013 also, same time that Leah Remini left?
I did. In fact, Leah and I have a few parallels that way because we're both about the same age as well.
And did you grow up in the church? Did you come in as an adult? What's your backstory?
Yeah, I grew up as we're called second-generation Scientologist because we grew up in the church. My parents got involved when I was very young. And so all of my living memories involve growing up in a Scientology household and learning Scientology principles.
Wow.
So I never questioned or had any reason to question that El Mahdi was the greatest human being who ever lived and that sort of thing. It was just part of the reality I had growing up, even though I went
Tara and I are twinning with the Revelist Club July dips. If you feel up to doing the mani twin with us, we're going to use neon pigments too.
California. And 2 years later, after graduating high school, I started working for the Church of Scientology, which I did for the next 25 years. So I spent quite a bit of time at the public level, at the staff level, and then going all the way to the billion-year contract in Los Angeles in the Sea Organization. And so I have all those years and decades of experience to speak to about this.
So if someone asked you,
the dips are really
how
cute
would you describe
too.
the Church of Scientology? Is it
This month.
Is it a religion? Is it an organization? Is it a community? How would you describe it?
Well, it is all of those things, and yet it's also at its heart, and this is how I talk about it. It is a money-making scam. That is my opinion of it, and that is the opinion of many other people who experienced it and left it in disgrace, in ruins, financially, psychologically, even physical abuse is a routine occurrence there. At least that was my experience of it.
Listening to story on Court TV, Brandis, about Leah Remini suing the Church of Scientology. And right now they're talking to a guy who grew up in the church and left like right around the same time as her. He said it's his opinion, it's a money-making scam.
Well, so, you know, anytime you go to church, they're always passing the basket around at the end of service. Like all of us have experienced that. How is it different, or is it the same?
Oh no, it's very different. Scientology operates on a business model where fixed donations are required for every single level of service. And there are a whole array
said
of
both,
services, classwork and personal counseling, or what they call auditing, and that's charged for by the hour. And those donations are not voluntary. If you want to partake in those services, you have to pay those rates. This also includes written books and spoken lectures on CDs or cassette tapes. It's
hard for me to tell. I think it glows white.
So there's a very fixed
the glitter one.
Of money.
All right, let's activate.
To be a Scientologist, and going up the line, the higher you go and the more information you're exposed to, the higher the cost of the services. So by the time you reach the highest levels, Scientologists have on average given somewhere between $1 and $2 million for services. Even middle-income families end up with many credit cards, mortgages.
Yeah, I didn't know the other one glowed either.
I've seen parents clean out their children's college funds in order to pay for their Scientology services. It's a very rapacious business model, and I really can't speak from experience on that one.
Right. So, two questions. For you didn't have outside work, so how did you afford all this? So if you work for the church, you get sort of like a scholarship, so you don't have to pay for all these services?
Yeah, as part of the contract, as a religious volunteer, and that is what you are when you work for the church by legal contract, you receive your services for free. So you don't pay for them as a staff member or as a Sea Org member, but even those routes are a little clogged because there are so many mandatory services and jobs and training you have to do to be a staff member for Scientology, and you're rarely afforded the time to actually be able to do those services because you're so dedicated to clearing and saving the planet. And that is the mission that staff think that they are accomplishing by being Scientology staff.
So when you left, was it a difficult separation? How did that go? Because, I mean, that's part of this lawsuit from Leah Remini is that, like, oh, this has been impossible. They've been going after me, etc. How about for you? Someone grew up in it and worked for Scientology for so many years.
Absolutely. It was a very difficult process. It actually took me 9 months to jump through various hoops in order to have the okay and get authorization to be able to leave working for the Sea organization and just become a regular public Scientologist. I didn't want to just escape in the middle of the night. I intended on continuing to do services. Fortunately, actually, when I got out, I then had access to the internet. This is in 2013.
Okay.
I did not have access to the internet.
Wait a minute.
At least not an uncensored internet.
I want to
allow their
Sure. I'm trying to decide what I want to do on these with the pigments.
So there's no negativity about Scientology that you can find when you're using the internet on a Sea Org base for installation. And that was where I lived for 17 years. Those great big blue buildings in Los Angeles, that was my home for 17 years. So
I still have time to think about it.
The Scientology in general.
I think if I stamp again, that would make me boring because that's how I've been always done it.
Certain chicaneries, certain lies, that it would be damaging to your mental and spiritual health and growth if you even see anything negative about
your baby nails. Red and gold and champagne. That sounds nice.
So Scientologists self-police.
Jersey girl dipping, right?
Away from that information, and that's how I acted for those 25 years that I worked for the church. So once I finally got out and had open access, I finally watched the South Park episode. I finally read information I had not seen or read before, and I learned the true biography of L. Ron Hubbard, as opposed to the carefully cultivated set of lies that we will call the Church of Scientology's biography of L. Ron Hubbard. And the two are very, very different stories. And when you find out just how different they are, the very validity of Dianetics and Scientology is blown out of the water. And I can give you specific examples if you'd like, but that was my journey out. And once I realized that I had been part of and had given my life to a complete lie, well, to say I was angry would be an understatement. And so ever since that time, I've been speaking out about Scientology as I have learned more and more about it, and the abuses I endured and the abuses that other people have endured as a result of trying to be part of it. It is a process of a lot of failures trying to make progress in Scientology because you're constantly pushed back down the line. But when you
I am filing the solid shimmer nails
you become what's called
first, to give the glitter nails enough, extra time
gives you.
to
I
cure.
received mine at the end of 2013, and I've been proudly wearing that label ever since. So that's been my history as a critic, and over the last 10 years, I've not only been recovering from that process, but I've also been documenting it through
Dominic's
YouTube channels
still
and my
sleeping,
book,
of
etc.,
course.
talking with other Scientologists and members of other cults who also have escaped their groups.
He stayed home by himself yesterday when I went to France to do her nails, which was the second time. The first time was on our anniversary when we went out to eat dinner. We left him home, and it was a big deal for him, And so he was given the option of going or staying home yesterday, and of course, taking advantage of this new independence, I guess, so he wanted to stay home, but yeah, he did good. His house wasn't burned down.
In fact, every 6 seconds, someone searches the question, what is Scientology? There's a lot of talk about us, and we get it. People are curious. Well, we want to answer your questions because, frankly, whatever you have heard, if you haven't heard it from us, I can assure you we are not what you expect.
Did you have any interaction with David Miscavige?
I did. I met him and was in the same room with him being briefed for 3 or 4 straight days at one point in 1996, along with many other staff. And I received orders from him and directions from him from time to time.
Let's move on and file our glitter nails, which will take a little longer, but this is a small and fine glitter mix with flakies, so it shouldn't be difficult to file.
At this point, I would say it's almost more so. L. Ron Hubbard is very central to the entire development for Scientology. He's the one who wrote all the books and gave all the lectures.
Yeah, because I remember you said he wasn't feeling good.
In Scientology with a capital S.
How's he? Oh, did he go to school today?
Took over and has been leading the charge, but most Scientologists experience.
I'm using a 180 grit file right here to smooth these.
L. Ron Hubbard died all the way back in 1986. So it's really only very old veteran Scientologists who are still around remembering Hubbard. So David Miscavige has been the voice and face of Scientology since 1987.
Chris Shelton, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Good luck in your continued recovery, as I guess you termed it. And we appreciate getting that insight tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk more about Leah Remini's lawsuit, plus coming up next hour.
In the Bahamas, a love triangle and divorce turned into an alleged murder-for-hire plot. Lindsay Shiver is accused of cheating on her husband, Robert, then soliciting a third man with her lover to kill him.
We are live in the Bahamas, tracking down the suspects and investigating the case.
Lindsay,
You guys paying attention to these cases?
Any message to Robert or the boys?
How about that girl in New Mexico who gave birth in the hospital bathroom and then put the baby in a trash bag and in the trash barrel? She was saying she was a virgin still when they were asking her if she could be pregnant. Now she's charged with murder.
He faces a jury once again. The Whittaker murder trial. Live coverage weekday mornings at 8/7 Central on Court TV.
In 2006, Ms. Vermini and her husband attended the wedding of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes in Italy. Cruise, David Miscavige's best friend, is essentially second in
Oh,
command
he
in
didn't go to
Scientology.
school.
Ms. Vermini was shocked to discover
Poor
that
kid.
David
Poor you,
Miscavige's wife,
too.
Michelle,
How are you feeling
Miscavige,
today,
was
Brandes,
nowhere to be
yourself?
found. When Ms. Vermini asked a group of Scientology executives and Tom Cruise's personal handlers, "Where is Shelley?" she was immediately admonished by the group. While in Italy, Ms. Vermini called her Scientology assistant and asked her to type up a series of internal reports, sharing her concerns about the behavior she had witnessed and expressing her concern about Ms. Miscavige's health and safety.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing, that David Miscavige, who's the head of the Church of Scientology, his wife hasn't been seen in like over 10 years or something.
Ms. Vermini was held at flag for 4 months while she was put through a process called the Truth Rundown. Simply put, Truth Rundown is a form of psychological torture meant to rewrite the target's memories. After months of psychological torture, Ms. Vermini was nearing the point of psychotic breakdown. She finally gave in and rescinded all of her reports. After leaving Scientology, Ms. Vermini filed a missing person report on Shelley Miscavige, who has not been seen in public for 17 years.
17 years it's been since she's been seen.
Again, that is from the lawsuit filed by Leah Remini against the Church.
She
of
filed a
Scientology.
missing persons
David Miscavige,
report
who was the,
on his wife.
leader of the church at this point. She also sent out a tweet. Take a look at this tweet. This is really interesting as well. One of the last times I saw Shelley Miscavige, pictured with us is Barbara Ruiz, who has also been disappeared by David Miscavige. Both of these women were in David Miscavige and Tom Cruise's inner circle. They haven't been seen in over 15 years. Part of what's going on in this lawsuit, and now she says she's being harassed and stalked, etc. Want to get more insight? Joining me right now from Castle Rock, Colorado, former member of the Church
Plus
of
another
Scientology,
woman,
president of the
they just
Aftermath
said,
Foundation, and
it hasn't
expert
been
witness
seen
in
in over 15 years
rape
either.
trial. Claire
What are they doing to these
Claire,
people?
Great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
First, I'd like to get your response.
I love
your
Vinnie
reaction
Politan.
to Leah filing this lawsuit. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think the reaction of the church will be? And do you think we will ever see a trial in this case?
Well, a few different comments. Obviously, we will see how this plays out. First of all, Scientology has not won a jury trial ever. Simply, the facts of any case presented to a jury are damning. So that's just a piece of information to put out there. Second of all, Scientology for 7 decades has gotten away with relentlessly pursuing, harassing, and attempting to silence anybody who dares to say anything about Scientology.
Oh, he did go to school.
That
Oh,
applies to
okay.
someone who's an ex-Scientologist or even just a comedian making a joke on a stage at an award ceremony, for example.
Like,
and
she's
Scientology
probably
has
dead.
gotten away with this
So
as a
yeah,
tax
Leah
exempt organization that has
Remini
accumulated billions of dollars. My own
filed a
family
missing
has been
persons report on her.
for 18
But
years.
why haven't the
including
cops done
having
anything?
Our phone records obtained, our trash purchased, private investigators stalking us, photos taken of my young children. It's no joke.
Talking about how
Get away with this in
Scientology
today's world. And
stalks
so
them
my
when they
hats
leave the
hat
church,
goes
you
off
know.
to Leah Remini for standing up to this bullying organization and calling them to task on what they've been getting away with for decades.
What do you suspect would be their reaction if this thing goes to trial and we've got cameras inside the courtroom and everyone's going to tune in. They would tune in for this one. I don't think anyone's ever seen a public trial involving the Church of Scientology and one of their
this one was the bumpiest of the three.
What do you think the reaction would be to that scenario?
Well, first of all, let's point out that the alleged response from this alleged church is not even signed by a human being. It's an unnamed statement from who knows who that alleges some pretty outrageous statements. The facts of the matter are that there are some pretty damning evidence from many, many people who have been harmed and attempted to be, in Scientology's words, muzzled, silenced, destroyed utterly. Those are the words of the founder of Scientology as to how to deal with anyone who speaks publicly about Scientology. So, in my opinion, it will be very interesting to see how this plays out, because there is absolutely ample evidence of the claims being made here, in my opinion. And not having seen any evidence, but just speaking from what's been done to me personally.
So, your mother was a part of the church, and that's how you became part of it.
Yeah.
What was the moment for you when you're like, I'm leaving, I'm getting out? And then what happened to you when you reached that point?
Yes, fair question. I was born and raised in Scientology. At the age of 16, I began my billion-year contract of service in the so-called C organization, which is Scientology's paramilitary organization whose members commit to a billion years
sidewalls don't have any acrylic on them.
So at the age of 16, I began working at Scientology's headquarters. It's a 500-acre, extremely secluded compound in Gilman Hot Springs, California. My parents were made to sign over guardianship of me. They did not know where I was physically located. I then spent 8 years working directly under David Miscavige in Religious Technology Center. It's the highest ecclesiastical organization in Scientology. And in January 2005, my husband escaped from that compound on a motorcycle. He was run off the road by security. A passerby called 911. The only reason he was successful in his escape is because Riverside County Sheriff's Office responded. I was left at the secure compound with a really tough situation. It really made me realize how miserable I'd been. I'd witnessed David Miscavige personally, physically abusing staff many, many times. Top executives in Scientology, Mike Grinder, Norman Starkey, Mark Yeager. I could go on and on and on.
Tara, do I need to put down a matte top coat before I use the neon pigments?
When my husband escaped, it really brought me to
no problem, Janet.
Crisis, if you would call it that. And I had to devise my own escape plan, which I enacted 3 weeks later, towards the end of January 2005. I was pursued from California across state lines to Las Vegas, Nevada. They threatened to follow me all the way to Kansas City, where I was heading to reunite with my husband.
Just
so yeah, it was.
I'm gonna try it without matte top coat.
When you say escape, and everyone's conjuring up like, you're an adult. This is America.
Real.
You're not in
prison.
Of
a woman.
Why would you need to escape? Do you have to physically
taking her stamper, putting the pigments on it, and then not even using polish, just putting the stamper on this, and it worked. And I was like, no polish?
And then I had 4 staff members.
I've never tried it that way.
Follow me across state
I don't know why this
California to Las Vegas, Nevada, and confront me in the Las Vegas bus station. telling me that they were going to take me back. They called my husband and said, "We caught her. She's not coming." And I had to quite literally sit on the floor of the bus station and hope that if they tried to physically grab me and take me out of there,
You
if I
can.
screamed, that maybe somebody might pay attention and call 911.
And what?
Have you ever filed charges or filed a lawsuit against them?
My husband and I did file a lawsuit in 2009 for various causes of action. That lawsuit was dismissed in the end. The judge said that had we pursued other causes of action, such as false imprisonment,
What's the
assault,
latest
battery,
pink one I
etc., we may
have?
have fared differently. As it was a legal situation where we just simply didn't have the correct resources to go up against $1 billion organization.
We'll go with that.
David and Goliath
And
situation.
then we're going to use yellow, and we're going to use
paid their legal
purple.
fees because they said that if we did it, they had offered us that if we would agree to never speak publicly about
What if I just put it down on my dip nails,
turn over
though?
the rights to my husband's book, Blown for Good,
Without
putting
anything underneath it.
Turn over any and all
That would work,
information
right?
of any communication we had with any ex-Scientologists or any media contacts, they would waive that bill. We decided to pay it anyway, so we paid them approximately $43,000 so as to not be silenced.
Well, I'm glad you haven't been silenced, and I'm so glad that you joined us tonight. Claire Headley, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Incredible insight we're getting tonight from former members. Okay, when we come back,
These brushes,
we have a
too.
journalist who's been covering Scientology for years. We'll get his take on this lawsuit.
Might
and
come in
Danny
handy.
Masterson, who's about to be, Danny Masterson, who's about to be sentenced for 2 rapes of former Scientologists. That's next.
One whose daughter was probably too.
These are the cases that captivated the world,
Thinking of that straight.
that demanded our attention,
All right.
They were killed by their own children.
that challenged the legal system.
Oh, if I wanted it off.
How in the world
Yeah.
can a mother wait 30 days before reporting her child missing?
These are the trials that became legendary. And now you can relive them all in one place. Court TV.
So I probably should
Go to
put
courttv.com/legendary
something
trials to
underneath
find out
in
how to
case I
watch.
want to change it. So, like gel base or gel
In
top?
2013, Ms. Romini formally and publicly left Scientology and became an outspoken public advocate for victims of Scientology. As a result, beginning in 2000,
Like, do I put base coat, cure it, and then do it on the base coat?
Defendant Miscavige and the other defendants began to level one of their most coordinated and malicious assaults against Ms. Romini. Defendants enlisted dozens of current and former Scientologists to record videotaped messages to make disparaging and false claims against Ms. Romini, including false and defamatory statements that she was abusive to
I'm
her
just
mother
gonna
and daughter,
go for it.
and that she is a racist. Defendants
Open
also
these up.
used and
Actually, let's
manipulated
put 'em in
Ms.
here.
Romini's estranged and now deceased father, George Romini, and his third wife, Dana, to make false statements about Ms. Romini, including that she is a liar, that she only wanted to have her name in the news, that she would not help to pay for his cancer treatment.
All right.
These false statements.
Let's use these brushes, though, I think, instead of,
defendants. While Ms. Romini
the
was in New
eyeshadow
York in
applicators.
2015 to promote her book, she became aware that she was being followed by private investigators hired by defendants. These private investigators followed Ms. Romini to and from her hotel and to and from all interviews and media appearances. Defendants'
All right, let's see how this is gonna
surveillance, consistent with Scientology directives, was so intimidating that it made Ms. Romini fear for her physical safety.
More of the allegations from Leah Remini in her lawsuit against the Church of Scientology. Let me bring in our next guest. Joining us tonight from Scarsdale, New York, journalist and author on Scientology, Tony Ortega.
My
Tony,
brush
great
has
to
gel
see
in
you.
it, so it's like kind of stiff.
What are your thoughts about this lawsuit and the possibility of this thing going to trial with cameras in the courtroom? How do you think the church would respond to that?
Thanks for having me on, Vinny.
I maybe should have put something
listen,
underneath.
In your introduction, you made a really great point about religions in general and litigation. And I just want to point something out right from the beginning. In this 60-page complaint, there is not a
All right, so I'm going to leave that, circle-y blob there.
I mean, the beliefs of Scientology are pretty weird. It's about past
and
life
then I'm going to go and I'm going to
invisible
put
alien
purple
beings attached to you. Leah Remini does not have a word about that. This is about the practice of harassing former members and retaliating against them, and specifically
I'll
in
turn
ways
my hand
that
so you guys
harm
can kind
her
of see what I'm
ability
doing.
to make a living.
Kind of like a half circle type thing over here, right?
Is that it has specifics about the ways that the things she was working on.
Get a little darker. You can see white coming through.
Podcast, her game show, have all been harmed materially by Scientology's coordinated attacks. And I know Scientology's going to come back and say, this is about free speech. We can call her names all we want to. And I think that Leah's legal team is very smart. They know how. There's been numerous lawsuits from Scientologists in the last 10 years.
I think I'm going to put
some from those lawsuits. They are anticipating Scientology
gel based out on my other now and see
they're going to say this
how
is
it
just
comes
free speech. And this lawsuit lays out
if it's easier.
That it's not just about name calling. That it's about action. That it's about activities undertaken by the church.
Got some purple powder on that
material.
Okay.
I think that's what makes it such a powerful lawsuit. As far as the trial, you know, Vinny, civil lawsuits tend to be settled.
I know they do. The only reason I say it's different, could this be different because the motivation? I mean, when we covered Johnny Depp's lawsuit,
Tara, should I be doing this on Joe Base or on Joe Topcoat?
To get in court and wanting to show the world, right? Is that what you think this one is about?
I think you're right, and one thing that proves that is early in the lawsuit, in the complaint, Leah spells out that it's not just about money. It's about, she wants to change Scientology's practices. She wants a court to give injunctive relief that will prevent Scientology from attacking people in the future. So she's got her eye on real change that she hopes this lawsuit will make happen. The reason why I say that a trial may be difficult is that David Miscavige cannot afford for this thing to be in court. Claire Headley, just before me, was talking about that juries do not like Scientology. The press would eat up any testimony being given in court. Another example, Laura DiCrescenzo was a Scientologist who sued in 2009. It took her 9 years to get to trial through various just really difficult hurdles. And literally a couple of days before that trial was going to start, David Miscavige wrote a big check and made it all go away. So, it'll be interesting to see if Leah can get this into court. But along the way, it's going to be amazing because she's going to be introducing incredible evidence about the church. Scientology is going to fight in ways that will blow people's minds. We've seen it in the other cases. They have no shame, Vinny. They will file the most of you. Well, you saw that response.
I got to do some yellow.
Right? Oh, yeah. And that's how Scientology acts, and that's how Scientology acts in court. So it's really going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Let me ask you this on a different case, and I know you're involved covering that as well. Danny Masterson, convicted rapist. He's got to be sentenced.
Yeah, Danny Masterson from that 70s show. I wish I was watching trials when his was going on. I'd like to see that.
David Miscavige or anyone from the Church of Scientology will come in and speak on behalf of Danny Masterson.
I'm just kind of patting it on because when I brush it, it makes it more sheer, and I'm looking for it to be like fully covered, you know.
And I have, and it's a criminal case.
I got to add more
not
pink to this one.
So we don't know yet what's being filed on his behalf, but I have a feeling right now that court is getting sent lots of letters from family members, possibly other Scientologists. Would David Miscavige write something? I kind of doubt that. He probably would not want to be associated with it. But I hope that those letters become public after the sentencing, and then we can see who was speaking up on Danny's behalf.
And are there still civil cases related to those, to what happened to the accusers, the victims?
Although now it's going to be really hard to pull this up.
Civil cases.
Yes, the Danny Meston accusers filed a harassment lawsuit against Danny and the Church of Scientology in 2019.
Alcohol
the year
or
before he was actually criminally charged. That lawsuit has been on hold until after Danny is sentenced.
Okay, so there's another opportunity. That one, I think, will be settled.
That one's about her. That one's about harassment. It's about that these women are saying since they came forward to the LAPD, they've been stalked, harassed. Their pets have been poisoned, which is kind of a classic Scientology accusation. And that's going to be a very interesting case. But like I said, we're waiting for that one. That one's on hold.
And how about you?
What, have they come after me?
Yeah, they come after you.
Yeah, okay. I've been writing about Scientology for, gosh, how long has it been now? More than 20 years. And,
this is what I have. Should I add the third color on both of them?
They're such cowards, Vinny. They don't come after me. They send private investigators to intimidate my mother. They've had a private investigator pretend he's a reporter.
Little yellow.
To create a scandal involving my wife. I mean, they just do these really slimy things. That's why it's really interesting to see Leah Remini suing over that kind of thing, because so many other people have experienced what she has.
Well, Tony, I appreciate your time tonight and your insight. We'll speak again.
All right, so now I'm just going to add a little purple to this. All right, that's fine. I'm going to clean my brushes in here, too.
No one being ready by breakfast. Do that. Lego with Lego.
This case is about lust, greed, and murder. One woman and two men.
Both were very young men. Both wore a uniform. One was a police officer, one worked for the fire department.
And they were both dead within 24 hours.
So that's what I have right now. I'm going to add some other stuff, whether it be stamping or...
Oh my gosh.
I didn't realize they kind of look the same. The yellow's in the same spot, the pink and purple. I didn't do that on purpose. I must have done it like subconsciously.
Lynn Womack was the kind of woman who turned heads. The 25-year-old was smart, sexy, and the life of the party. It's no wonder that police officer Glenn Turner fell head over heels in love when he first met her in a bar in Marietta, Georgia. But there was something else about Lynn. She turned more than one head at the same time, and it never ended well.
Lynn was 100% a flirt. She was very pretty. She was very outgoing. She was considered attractive. And she liked attention. When she would come into a room, she wanted to be the
see what I have for stickers or whether I'm going to stamp.
Lynn enjoyed being around police officers. She was an employee of the Cobb County Police Department herself, working in 911 dispatch. But she appeared to be someone who just liked to hang around officers.
Okay.
And so that's who she was attracted to. That's how she got to meet Glenn.
Glenn was a police officer. Glenn was a 911 operator. So they had that connection.
All right, so what I'm looking for are...
Glenn was a big guy. He was over 200 pounds, over 6 foot
something
tall.
like this,
you know,
leaves or...
teddy bear kind of guy that you could just squeeze and just feel at home and feel comfortable.
Yeah,
so
all right.
Lynn and Glenn's relationship seemed to start off very well, where she was showering him with gifts.
Cowboy boots, clothes, alcohol, wheels for his truck. She would spend a lot of money on him and was very attentive. Lynn was very gung-ho about getting married and about being with him.
On there.
The first time I met her was when they came home and told me they were getting married. When they did get married, Lynn still had the other lifestyle that she was used to, which was, you know, being flirtatious, and I don't think that he was ready to accept that fact.
I think I'm going to take this one.
Glenn was more of a homey kind of guy, You know, let me be the husband that takes care of business, and then we can have our home together and eventually have children. But that's not the lifestyle that Lynn was looking for. The reality is that it was a tough marriage.
Glenn had shared with some of his friends and co-workers that they were not being intimate with one another. They weren't even sleeping in the same bedroom.
His focus went totally towards working. So it was definitely a strain.
Lynn Turner.
So I have a couple on there, but now I think I'm gonna
She was always in debt. She
paint some black maybe, or let's see, put a couple small ones on there. There's some small little flowers.
It's kind of a crazy thing, but we're talking, 20 years ago with roaming charges and whatnot. She would just spend money.
And I felt like, wow, she done took my brother away from me. What happened to him? He's not the same person he used to be. They were struggling, and Glenn talked about it and how unhappy he was, and that he was moving toward getting a divorce. He was getting ready to move on. He was going to move to my dad's house. Several days later, Glenn started getting sick, really sick to his stomach. It went on. He thought it was some kind of stomach bug or something he'd eaten. He had nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. I talked to Glenn on the phone and asked him how he was doing. He's like, Linda, I'm so sick. He said, I feel like I'm going to die, which is a phrase that we always use. I'm like, well, man, I really hate to hear that. He missed work a whole week, which is so unlike him. He never missed work. When he finally went to the hospital.
Sometimes, the stickers are so tiny and delicate, they're hard to pick up.
Because he was dehydrated.
Oh, one of mine
and they gave him some anti-nausea drug. And then he was released and went home. And Glenn's
that's coming off. That
called him and asked him how he was doing, and he told her he was feeling better. And then within 24 hours, he was dead.
I think I'll just leave it like that with just one. Let's put some black spots on here.
I spoke to Lynn Friday evening. After Glenn had passed that morning,
we might not even have to do black. We could do like
she didn't know where she was going, but she wanted to call me and let me know what was going on. And she
one of the colors that's in the Manny,
delirious, tried to drink gasoline that was down in the basement. That he had tried to jump off the back porch, which the back porch was way up high off the ground, which never once said, I'll come by.
All right, so
can I do anything to help you?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use any bright colors. I'm just going to stick with black, I think.
Police came to the house, what Lynn told police at the time. She said that he'd been feeling better. And she said he was sleeping that morning or something, and she said she went out to run some errands.
I'm gonna see what size dotting tools I have out right here.
When she got back, she found him dead in the bed.
Okay.
The police took pictures
gonna put a little
of
gel
the
out.
basement, and they took a picture of the gasoline can.
The autopsy report said it was a natural death caused by enlarged heart and cardiac dysrhythmia, which is like an unusual or an irregular heartbeat. The police all came to his funeral because it was one of their own who had died, and it was such a shock to everybody. And it was also, Lynn was one of their own. She was a 911 operator. So they were just sad.
At the funeral, Lynn stayed away from me. I really gave her a hug, and she was cold to me.
It wasn't no surprise at the funeral that she had another guy on her arm. This guy happened to be married and have children. He was also a police officer. Knew Glenn very well.
And she had her hand all over his leg and talking to him all the time. And I was sitting there looking at that, and I thought, what in the world is she doing over there with him when her husband's in the casket, ready to
Let's
be
do this one.
It was hard to accept.
Right after Glenn had died, you don't just jump into another man's arms. There was no mourning on her part. It started out great. They're madly in love. And then things got troublesome.
Nope, today.
All right. How's that, you guys?
Lynn Turner has just lost her husband Glenn to a death no one saw coming. But where
I'm gonna cure him. Do you think it looks alright?
Lynn packs her bag
The
and
stickers
starts
not
a new life.
straight.
After Glenn died, Lynn Turner very quickly made some phone calls regarding the insurance. She was able to collect a $100,000 insurance policy. There was a $47,000 plus policy through the county that he had as a police officer.
Janet, you forgot to
There was
post.
a small amount, a few $1,000s in a bank
I was
account.
asking you earlier if you were doing a Manny.
She walked away with about $150,000.
Michelle, today,
She
let me turn down
collected his pension.
Today, I'm doing a Manny twin with Tara. Using July's Revelist Club dips. And let me show you the glitter real quick. It's really, actually, I got it on swatch. This is the glitter. So the other dip, the first dip is a white shimmer that glows, and then we got this glitter dip. It's got fleekies and like small and fine glitters. So that's the duo, and then we pulled out our neon pigments, and I used purple, yellow, and pink. I don't know what Tara's gonna do on her accent nails with the pigments, but this is what mine looks like. What do you think? I'm always so unsure with when I do like art. Okay, let's
He was doing all the work, and she was doing all the play. Lynn had met Randy Thompson up in Cumming, Georgia, which is Forsyth County, so it wasn't that far away, which is unusual that she was basically having a second life in nearby community, but it was far enough away that it was.
All right, so which nail already has a gel base? The ring finger, right?
There was a lot going on in her life, and I don't know how she was able to separate the two.
All right, so I'm gonna put some gel base on this nail here, and then we'll top coat them.
To have another life with him, you don't just jump into another man's arms. I wouldn't think so. Anyway, you would have a little bit of a mourning time, but there was no mourning on her part. So yeah, she moved on extremely.
Oh, I got some purple on my skin over here. I gotta get it
When they first met Lynn, the Thompson family was told that by Lynn that she was divorced from her first husband, which of course was untrue. She was still married to Glenn and living with him, actually.
Isn't it a pretty glitter? Yeah, we think so too.
So it was, she was pulling off two lives.
Oh, you're gonna do your nails later today, Janet? Okay.
Gifts.
Expensive boots, expensive attire.
What are you gonna do?
There were some World Series tickets.
Janet, you weren't. I don't know if you were here. We were talking about it. Did you get the Rock On collection, Janet, or are you on it? I'm super excited for that collection. I know it's going to be like more work, but
They never did get married.
I think it'll be worth it. You know what I mean? In the end.
The relationship Lynn had with Randy was similar to the course of the relationship that she had had with Glenn, in that it started out great, you know, they're madly in love, and then things got troublesome.
Randy's financial situation was pretty tough. He had some debt.
He got into drinking. He may have tried to commit suicide. He took a bunch of pills, but he called his dad to say, "I'm in trouble. I've taken these pills." So his stability, he wasn't as stable a guy perhaps as Glenn had been.
All right, I'm gonna have to clean up after these cure. There's still like some purple
He finally moved out. He
and pink on my fingers. All right, let's cure this. It's the top coat. I'm gonna do a full 1 minute cure.
An upper level apartment, like 2-story kind of apartment building.
Randy Thompson had a medical procedure in recent days. In fact, he had a
Wasn't that Manny this morning that I posted pretty, you guys? Oh my god, I didn't even want to pop it off. That Luxie Manny. She's got, I truly feel that she has like some of the most beautiful autumn dips.
to eat, tea to drink, things of that nature. Lynn had even told some people he had not been feeling well and was trying to get him to go to the hospital, but being the firefighter that he was, he thought he could handle it and fight it off. Ultimately was not able to.
Now my table's even messier. I think I'm gonna make it my goal to clean it off today because I'll feel better once it's all organized. It's like I don't know where to put all these boxes of stuff. I don't have anywhere to put it.
To the home to check on him, and ultimately found him to be deceased.
I sprayed some alcohol on this brush. Yeah, nail file. Why is that not coming on?
Place you can call home.
There we go. That's better. I have a little yellow up here I want to get rid of. Okay, that's good.
When Randy was evaluated by medical personnel, cause of death was thought to have been some heart failure, something to do with some cardiac dysrhythmia, heart failure, things of that nature.
I know I already filed these, but I just want to make sure. Oh yeah, there's yellow over here.
They were going to the graveyard for the graveside service. Lynn made a call
Okay.
and found out that Randy had let his life insurance lapse. She was just living because he had let his life insurance lapse.
Okay, now we can activate and top coat our other
She did
nails.
not get any money from his death.
At the time, I was a reporter at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I had been tipped off about the situation
Is it
involving
Tara?
police officers. He called the police officers. He said both men died of flu-like symptoms, and they both dated the same woman. It's just sort of a strange story.
I love this glitter. I love all the shimmer in it.
Nausea,
Which
diarrhea.
I think there's shimmer, but then the flakies in it, you know, add more to it. It's so pretty. And I'm happy to have another white too.
They both had a whirlwind relationship with Lynn Turner. She was showering them with gifts, giving them all sorts of things. Their relationship seemed to be in turmoil at the end.
They both were less seen with her, were blessed with her. And then they both had autopsies that had the same conclusions. Natural death caused by enlarged cardiac dysrhythmia. There's something screwy here. I did want to get to the truth of what occurred.
She just started working her.
All right.
That's when I started
What
thinking, is there some poison that
Guys, Fran lost a nail already. She didn't want me to buff her nails yesterday because I don't know, they were peeling or something, like, and they were like kind of thin. She didn't want to take any, anything off. So I said okay, and she already had one pop off. I know that's why. Oh, you don't know yet, Janet? You don't know what you're gonna do? Are you on the Rock On collection, Janet? Cosmic?
Newspaper reporter Jane Hansen is determined to find out if it's more than
Top
just a
two.
coincidence that both of Lynn Turner's life partners had died in the same way. So she contacts the family
So
of
pretty.
Lynn's first husband, Glenn.
Glenn Turner's mother and brother, James Turner, agreed to speak to me. They were both suspicious of Glenn's death, primarily because Randy had just
So right now I have Court TV on, and it's this show. It's called Someone They Knew, and it's hosted by Tamron Hall. If you guys are familiar with that show. Just gotta wait a second before I.
Fire department. Both were apparently healthy before they came down with this very.
One of my stickers is like a little raised. There must have been a wrinkle in it. Oh well.
Obtain had exactly the same results.
All right, let's do second layer.
To have a natural death that is simply an enlarged heart and cardiac dysrhythmia, it just jumped out at me. And then I furthermore learned that both of them had the exact same symptoms for 3 days before their deaths, where they had intense nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and they were both dead within 24 hours.
Beautiful.
When I got to Randy Thompson's family, and I spoke to them and knew that they had never talked directly to the Turners, and they told me an identical story. It was like they
What do you guys think?
Words, and one of the words they used was they called Lynn controlling.
I think came out all right.
Controlling, and her patterns after their deaths were similar as well as described by the families. For the funeral, she chatted and had a good time, and just very abnormal to anybody that is their spouse that's going to be buried, is sitting, laying up there in the casket. Subsequently, she cut off relationships.
What sleeve should I use today? My Barbie sleeve?
And said, "Oh my gosh, I mean, this is pretty incredible."
I actually have.
I gotta look into this.
I have not used this one yet.
That's when I started thinking.
Kind of matches the yellow.
And initially, I was looking at like arsenic, but the symptoms weren't the same, and so I kept fiddling around with it.
She just started working her sources. Made a good reporter has sources, and you call them.
Yeah, my purple one. Oh yeah, this is like, I love this shade of purple so much. It goes with everything. That works too. I'm looking for my Barbie one.
This time, the GBI was going back and looking at Randy's case.
There it is.
And I called the toxicologist. I asked him what poison would cause this. Can you tell me what would actually cause these symptoms?
Probably any of them, but I think the purple will probably go best.
And he wouldn't say. And I said, well, let me ask you this.
Are you not on it?
Are you all looking at ethylene glycol?
Oh, you're gonna do Revel? Okay. That's what Francesca picked on her nails yesterday. She picked zinnias, that wicked cool green. I've used it a couple of times. It's like a chartreuse color, which is the color Revel called the color of the season for fall. They put out a duo, a chartreuse duo, a solid and a glitter, and I bought it. I forgot I bought that. Yeah, I bought that, and then I bought 2 dips from the Sedona Sunset collection, or Sunset Sedona collection, the 2 thermals. So those will be coming with August's Revelist Club dips. I ordered the Rock On collection too, but I used my my gift card to order that. I gotta do a mani for Rossi next week, you guys, soon. So I guess I'll do it next week. But they asked me if I could do a step-by-step video. So I'm like, how long do you want it to be? Because my lives are step-by-step videos, you know what I mean? I think I told you guys this. I don't know how. I don't understand. How do I record and then do I just record the whole thing and then edit it after to cut out parts I don't want? Or do I record it, stop it, hit start again? How does that work?
As well, from natural to homicide. So now they have 2 homicides, and they know their link. Their only common link is Lynn Turner. Lo and behold, they arrested her.
Of course, the term Black Widow, was kind of cast over this story. It was kind of a classic case of greed. It was a national story, and there's a lot of interest in it.
Let's see if we're dry.
Story, I think, was just the ultimate betrayal.
We began the trial in Marietta, Georgia, but there
We
was
are.
nothing easy about it.
Any particular reason why you took that photograph, sir?
Definitely gonna use dirty coconut cuticle oil from Nails Truly. I'm loving this scent. I have a bunch of fall ones that she sent me, but I haven't opened any of them yet. I'm dying to, because one's like apple cider, one is a pumpkin one. Oh, so I'm just dying for the fall scents.
Learn how to rescan your TV. Visit thefreetvproject.org.
You guys ever seen this show? Someone they knew?
As the classic Black Widow, in love with the high life, but maybe not so
Yeah,
much
I
for
saw
both.
you do it.
Both her
So
men
record
died
it,
from
then
execution
edit it.
poisoning.
Okay.
That she
So record it on
This is
Instagram?
circumstantial. And that's not the only hurdle prosecutors face as the trial begins.
Lynn had been accused of poisoning.
I might have to ask you more, Michelle, about CapCut and stuff, because the only time I ever see CapCut is on TikTok. Or is it on Instagram? It's on one of them.
Hundreds of newspaper articles and televised reports. Attorneys on both sides
Alright, let's get the sleeve. We are going to do the purple.
It would be nearly impossible.
Tower, you think Revel will use us in and out again? Like the twin we did?
But there was nothing easy about it.
There's been so much publicity over
Should I do black jewelry today, since it says like black in my mani, or should I do silver?
62 of them say they have read or seen news reports on the case. 22 said they had formed a bias. Of those, 17 were dismissed.
I had never
Let's see what I got
had a case where we had started a trial and could not get a fair jury. We
Oh, do you have to download the app then, Michelle?
We begin stage one, opening statements. I'll call on the state of Georgia.
Thank you. This case is about lust, greed, and murder. It's about one woman, two men. While this case is about the homicide of Glenn Turner,
I think I'll use my
we're also
Looney
learning
Lou
about the homicide
ring, and then
Randy Thompson.
probably just my heart
I was
ring.
comfortable in making the decision to let the
Yeah.
facts and circumstances of this
We'll use these two rings today.
come into our trial, which was the first murder.
Randy Thompson also died from ethylene glycol poisoning. The evidence will show
Record on your phone, then edit it so you can then post it in the gram. Okay. Oh, so just record it like I record a video of my kid or something. Oh, all right. But then do you need, if I wanted to use CapCut, do I have to download it? Because I'm pretty sure it's TikTok that you can do like an auto cut, you know, when you make a video, or when I do my monthly mani wrap-ups. But actually, it's not even CapCut. I think it's just auto cut. It's called.
leaves the house on the morning of March the 3rd, and she later told the police that she
What's
was going
BN?
out to run some errands. She returns home around 2 or 2:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay, so it is an app, Michelle. All right. Okay. What's BN, Janet? Yeah, okay, I don't want to auto cut. Yeah, not for this type of video because I want it to be in order. Although, no, even when I do auto cut on Instagram, my pictures, I mean on TikTok, my pictures stay in order. I think the more we talk, the more confused I get.
Glenn Turner died. Randy Thompson died.
Alright, so I'm gonna download CapCut, and then maybe I can do this Rossi thing over the weekend. That would be even better. Alright, here is the finished Manny using July's Revelist Club dips and some neon nail pigments, some black gel polish, and some stickers. Tara, I know you're gonna put me to shame, but I really can't wait to see yours. I'm excited to see it. Oh, it is? BN? I never heard of that one. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go do my pictures for this now, but then when I come in, I'll look up CapCut and see what the whole thing is. I mean, to download it. Hopefully I have enough space on my phone and I don't have to delete anything. Alright guys, I'm dying to smoke, so I'm gonna end the video. Thank you for being here. Happy Friday. Woohoo! Oh, and I also want to say, because I was saying to Patty, I feel 1,000% better than I was feeling last month in July. You know, I was switching meds and starting at a super low dose, but now it's been increased, and I feel better than I felt before when I felt okay, you know? So I am like psyched. I'm not napping and sleeping all the time. I just feel happier. I'm not crying for no reason, or I still have a lot of anxiety, but I'm not stressing about every little thing. You know, all that stuff that was eating away at me. CapCut or Splice. Okay. Alright, yeah, guys. I love you, ladies. Have an awesome weekend, okay? I'll see you on Monday. Bye.